Hello again. Today is August 4th. During the next week, I have several very urgent matters that require my immediate and personal attention. Friday, August 7th, which also happens to be my birthday, I have to appear before a judge to argue against a third party coming in and foreclosing on 3 buildings I own here in Mount Holly. Now, as I mentioned in a previous video, Roma Bank very cleverly tried to separate this portion of an $8 million lawsuit I filed against them and sold it to a third party. Now, this third party, and again, I have a problem describing who they are, so I'll just, this is who they are. Now, evidently, I went on the web, and they are evidently a limited liability corporation that was formed for the sole purpose of purchasing the mortgage from Roma Bank on my 3 buildings, because they were formed last year in 2014. But in any event, they are now trying to foreclose on my buildings. $600,000 as a part of an $8 million lawsuit. They're trying to go put the cart before the horse and foreclose on something that is still in litigation as part of a much larger lawsuit. Now, let me give you a full picture of what has happened here regarding Roma Bank and this foreclosure. It was Roma Bank who refused to honor checks I had written on my account. They closed my accounts, never gave me a full accounting of what they did with the monies that were in that account. They then tried to separate this one particular portion of a lending relationship they had with me and sold it to this third party. Now, all of this is before the appellate court in the Superior Court of New Jersey. Has not yet been decided. This limited liability corporation is trying to do an end run before it's even decided and foreclose on these buildings. Now, hopefully, again, I'm not an attorney, but hopefully common sense and justice will simply throw this out, because how can they do that when we have this $8 million lawsuit still pending? And when it was Roma Bank who started this whole domino effect of having this receiver come in, take over my company, shut off my source of income, making it virtually impossible for me not only to pay the mortgage on these buildings, but my other creditors as well. So not only do I oppose this foreclosure effort, I question the legality of Roma Bank selling a part of a debt obligation that is still in litigation. They sold this to these folks after litigation had already started. How can they do that? So again, this is what I face on Friday, August 7th. In addition, I received an email from the receiver's attorney stating their intention of selling equipment I have located at 2 locations here in Mount Holly. Now, the longer the court allows this madness to continue, the more damage they're going to do, the banks and the receiver, to my companies and what I built up during the last 30 years. So this is why I have a sense of urgency. I need you to get involved right away. I need you to act decisively. I need you to act positively and immediately. I need you to give whatever and however much you can. And not only that, just as importantly, get your friends and acquaintances to do the same thing, and have them do the same thing for their friends and acquaintances, and so on and so on and so on. When the good people come together and do the right thing, stand still and watch what God does when he does his thing. Thank you.